Hi everybody, welcome to this new video where we will be checking out StrangeView. So StrangeView, it's the short name for my Early Strangetown and my Early Pleasantview because we have attached and played Early Pleasantview. It has been 5 months since my last video about this hood, and I've not been playing for 5 months, sadly, because I had a break for some months, and I've recently came back and played a round, and I'm at a point where things happened, not a lot of things, but things happened, and since I'm afraid I will be taking a break very soon, I decided to do this video so I record what happened, and I can come back to it if I take another long break. So it has been only 2 rounds, so I've played 2 rounds with Pleasantview, and I think around 6 rounds with probably not 6 rounds, I think 5 rounds with Strangetown. So yeah, Strangetown 5 rounds and Pleasantview 2 rounds. So a few things happened. I have updated the bios of every household. Sadly, did not upgrade did not update the bios of the Sims because it's a lot of Sims and I'm like not good at coming up with ideas and things to write. But I've updated all the bios and from Pleasantview and Strangetown, so everything is updated with the recent events and hints for the future as well. So yeah, let's check them out. Alright, so we will start off with the Moody household, and the Moody household consists of Chris and Daisy Moody. They were previously lost because they were unmarried, and Chris actually moved in, so they were still lost. But now that they are married, I've changed their household name to Moody because Kristen actually took Chris's last name. So the bio says this: finally married, Chris and Daisy are enjoying their last days and hoping that Kristen now can follow in their footsteps and become part of the law enforcement to keep Strangetown safe. Now that she has her eyes set on Cassandra Goth, Kristen, will she fulfill her parents' wish or will she make a life elsewhere? So I have this thing on my Strangetown, or just any hood right now, that I try to always have a kid that follows on the parents' footsteps. Like they get to the top of the career, and then if I have a kid that is a lot like their parents, I would be like, he has this same goal or lifetime want to follow and get to the top as well, because I think that's what happens in families. You see your father that is a cop and you're like, oh, I want to be a cop like my dad. So I feel that's the case with Kristen, and she actually has the lifetime want to be the top of the law enforcement career. So that really matches up. I don't think I changed her lifetime want, or maybe I did, I don't know. But yeah, she will be going into the law enforcement career, but I'm still deciding if here or not. That's why there is that hint on her bio. She at university met Cassandra Goth. She wasn't there in university, but I used a crystal ball to find someone she was attracted to, because I don't want to be introducing a lot of townies, because we have a lot of Sims and they can, be together. We don't need townies as of now. So I was like, oh, I'm going to find her someone to date in the middle of all the playables, and that was Cassandra Goth. Cassandra Goth came out, and at first I was like, I'm not sure about this pairing. I didn't really see them together, but then I started liking it, and I actually like them a lot now, and they got engaged at university. But then ACR happened, and Kristen actually flirted with, I think kissed another university student, and I was like, you joking? Like, you have Cassandra Goth, you are almost you're like close to being a goth. What are you doing? You know, like everyone should be, everyone should like aim to be a goth. Like that should be like the ultimate goal of everyone. Like the envy of everyone is like, I want to be a goth. I would like to be a goth. So I decided that she would talk with that university student and be like, you know, like this happened, but I'm actually engaged and we should just be friends. And she would never tell Cassandra what happened, because for me, university is like a different world, and things that happen at university stay at university. It's like a Vegas for me. It's like what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. So that's what I feel about university. Some things that happen there, I do consider them, but yeah, but some things I just don't. So yeah, Kristen is actually in the bin right now because she came back from the university. I still need to play one round with her parents, and then add her up, because that's how I work. I send my Sims to university, I play one season with that family without that Sim, and then I add them back generally. So yeah, so these Sims here are actually one round ahead of all this ones I will talk about. Then we have the Smiths, and the Smiths, I had so many, is it many, how you say it? So many hopes for them. Like I really wanted to make them a perfect life, but I don't know, it's like they seem cursed or something, just like Olive Mwenda, or Spectre, as in the original Strangetown, sorry. So the bio says PT9 and his wife Jenny are the town's gossip wherever they go due to their difficult life and hard reality. After long years trying to bear children, when they finally were able to have their twins, Johnny and Jill, they were taken away by social services as they were not deemed fit to raise two children together. Despite that, Jenny never let PT9's side, and together they have they have set their minds and decided they will do what it takes to get their children back. But will Strangetown ever accept PT9, or will he be forever cast out from it? So the story with the Smiths, I tried really hard to get them to get pregnant. They did. They had Johnny and Jill as twins, and that was just like so cute, because I didn't make them have, you know, I didn't force them to have the twins or anything. Like they got twins, and it was one girl and one boy, just perfect. And I was like, this has to be Johnny and Jill. And I was so happy, like they had the perfect family. And then the children got too hot, because Strangetown is really hot. Like I have always my Sims getting heat something, you know, that thing that happens when they faint because of the heat. So that happens all the time in Strangetown. It's really like really troublesome. And that happened to the kids, and they were taken away, and I was so sad. I was like you're joking. And they try to have other children. Jenny doesn't seem to be able to get pregnant again, and I'm like, are you kidding? So I was like, no, this is so sad. I love them. I love them so much. The Smiths, like it's my favorite, one of my favorite families. And I think what you know, in storytelling purposes happened actually. What happened was that PT9 was actually never accepted here, although he came to this is his favorite planet and all, and Strangetown is strange, you know, there's a lot of other aliens and stuff. He was never accepted because of his previous job as a PT9. Like people here in Strangetown don't judge aliens born from normal Sims, you know, like that were impregnated, but they do judge and look sideways to people that used to do that to other Sims, like used to impregnate Sims. So for me in Strangetown, PT9 was never accepted, and that's why they took the twins away from the Smiths. That's why there is that reference to Jenny staying by his side despite their opinions. It kind of hints to that. So he was never accepted. He was like, you are just like impregnating people. You are not deemed to be a dad, and to have that influence on the kids as well. So yeah, for me, it's what happened. So they probably will stay together until the end of their days. I don't know if I will move the kids back in. I don't know. Kids are actually in the singles household. So nothing much happened with the singles. They just like the kids grew up. I added Johnny and Jill to the household. They still connected to the Smiths through the family trees, so they are not related actually to Glaive. Just like no, the twins. I think Lola and Chloe, they are related. Oh no, they are not related in a family tree. Not even Chloe and Lola, sorry, and Chloe. So she's still childless in the family tree. In the family tree. That's what I mean. So if you remember from the previous video, I really wanted Glaive to have children. I still want her to have children, but she had the elixir of life and to be young, because she should be an elder by now, and her bio actually hints to that. So Glaive loves her children, but she wishes she could have one that would at least have some resemblance with her. Is there any elixir left for her and any available suitor to help her out on this quest, or will she end up turning old before that? So I really want her to have a child of her own. She's really beautiful, and I thought like with Pleasantview attached to it, she would find someone like that she would be attracted to, and we could, you know, make some babies, but nothing really happened until now. So I will see if I will make her a baby or not. Chloe and Lola are adults now, and we have the twins, Johnny and Jill. Nothing really happened. I think there isn't anything special about them. Then we have the Ningmus family. So it's Ophelia's parents. I was like thinking what I was about to say. So Willow and Creon love little Ophelia to bits. Since they had a hard time, you know, getting pregnant, they just love her, like, yeah. They're hoping to have enough time to see her grow up to a beautiful woman and have a family of her own. Will they ever tell her, though, that she's not biologically related to them, or will they take that secret to their graves? So Philly doesn't know she's adopted, and we will see if like the Ningmus will ever tell her anything. Okay, that's basically it. Super simple. Nothing really happened to them as well. The learner. So after a rough start in life, AJ is finally back on his 2 feet and ready to tackle it. Will he go big or go home? And will he ever find out what happened that fateful night that took his mother away from him? So nothing really happened as well with the loners. Like he has a reference, like AJ has a reference in his bio, and also Vikram about a baby, and I was like, baby, what we're talking about? And there's actually another AJ, and I will see how I will incorporate that into Strangetown. I don't know, like, you know, clones and stuff. Then we have Ichbod. So Ichbod is concerned about the recent interest of Neville for the intelligence career. Neville is nervous subject. He adopted him after Olive Mwenda, so, you know, original Strangetown Olive Spectre, died. So Neville seems to be, you know, getting interested in the career of his adoptive dad, Ichbod. He hopes to dissuade him in the future and influence him to take on another one. Will the elf alien girl Nina help him out? Okay, so this is fun. So my plan for Neville is to get him into the intelligence career after Ichbod died. So he got interested in that career because, you know, it's the career of his adoptive dad. He doesn't know he's adopted though, okay? So he's like, oh, I want to follow in your footsteps, and he doesn't understand why Ichbod would not like that. I mean, why don't you want me, Neville, to be just like you, and, you know, what's going on? Usually when people tell you not to do some things, when you feel like you really need to do it or that you want to do it. So that's the case with Neville, so nervous. and that's why like he's going to do it in the future after each bot dying. He's gonna be like, no, I'm gonna do it, like gonna do it, and that's just how fun there's like yeah, sorry, I got lost for a bit. And the reference to Nina is actually Nina Caliente, for real, from Pleasantview. It's because I sent all my Sims to the university if they want to, if they have that want, and I sent like a batch of them, like from Pleasantview, Strangetown. I sent them all together, and I play them together. And that happened with Neville and Nina Caliente and Kristen Lost. They all were a batch of that round, and I played them together. And at first, Neville and Nina, like, they were really picking on each other. They were really, like, they were enemies. They turned out to be enemies. And I was like, I tried to keep them away from each other because they were always, like, fighting and stuff. And I was like, oh my god, seriously. And then out of the blue, they stopped being mad at each other, and they started getting friendship points. And I was like, okay, maybe these two now will end up being best friends, you know. And then one fateful day, they flirted with each other, and I was like, oh my god, are you serious? Nina at the time was with On, and it was after some things happened to her. I really didn't want to be talking about it right now because I want to move to Pleasantview and then talk about it. So yeah, they just flirted with each other, and that's why there is like this reference here to Nina helping him out, helping each bot out, or helping Neville to, you know, forget about this thing that he wants to get into the intelligence career. So maybe by distracting him, he won't think about following that dream of his. So we will see. Then we have the Salamis. Yeah, I'm gonna talk about the Salamis and the MC Gork. So the MC Gork, you may have noticed, Granny is not there anymore. So Granny is actually here. She was caught cheating, and I think it was with Daniel Pleasant. She was caught cheating finally by Santos, her now ex-husband. Finally, like, yeah, like she had been cheating all her life, and she got caught now that she's an elder. So her bio says this: at the end of her life, finally karma caught up to Granny, and she was left homeless and unemployed. Is there any luck left for her, or will this be it? So Granny now is alone, living on his apartment. I think she's doing a part-time job or something. And I don't know what to do with her, actually. I never thought like she was going to get caught. But yeah, she did get caught. Then we have the Salamis. After his recent divorce, Santos has his hopes on his dear daughter, Cersei, to take over the Salamis name and bring it to new heights. Will Cersei make him proud or shatter her father's expectations of her? So Santos actually got to the top of the business career, and he retired, so Cersei could reach that top as well, because she's level 9 on the business career, so very close. And I have this thing where like the top, I usually don't want a lot of sims at the top, and if they are like family sim, like if it's the sims are of the same family, I would like the one that is at the top to retire for the other one to take that position. I think that's that is more accurate, you know, like the elder steps out so the other one can take on the legacy or whatever. So that's what I like to do, and what I did with the grants as well. So yeah, so she's almost at the top, and we have here Vidkant that lives with her. I didn't play with them together yet. I played only with Cersei because she went one season ahead of Vidkant to the university, so Vidkant was added just now, like just at the last round. I didn't play with them together yet, but yeah, so that's it. Then we have the Curious, and Gloran has successfully kept his past from his family. Now his focus is on his career and on his children. Laszlo and Pascal are still unsure what road to take, but hopefully with the help of their dad, they will have some kind of breakthrough soon, any day now at least. So this is like, I tried to make a funny reference to breakthrough, you know, because they are scientists. So that's what I did with the bio. Hopefully it's like you can see it, what I tried to do there. So the beaker. So this is Loki, the last beaker. So I remember in the last video that there was Erin and her sister, so Loki's sisters. There was Hera and Erin, and they were alone in this house here. Sorry, in this house here. And I was planning to move Loki in after he came from the university, and that was my plan. But things changed actually. Like, I went to play one round with them so I could add Loki to it, and there was another fire. I swear to God, that was not intentional. There was another fire, and Erin and her little sister Era died as well. And I was like, are you kidding? Like, he became really like an orphan in all senses. Like, he lost his parents, he lost her sisters, and I was like, really? Jesus. Like, but yeah, but that added up to the story. That's why here it says, when Loki left for university, his world turned upside down with the loss of his parents, and later with the loss of his sisters. Will he ever recover from this? And will he ever find out the truth that lies buried with this tragedy? So that is still related to, that still hints to each bot, you know, accidentally killing. I don't think it was intentional. I think he accidentally killed the beakers, each bot, trying to protect Nervous. So so that's what I think happened. So right now Loki just wants to find the culprit and you know, make him pay. So that's his life mission at the moment. He's not, I think he's not dating anyone. He's still with yeah, he's still with that townie, still has the relationship with that townie, that university student that he cheated on Cersei with, but he's not following anything up, and he's just like concentrated in getting to the top of the intelligence career. So he's kind of competing with the bot. They're doing the same thing, and he will be doing that with Neville as well, once H-bot dies. So yeah, and then we have then we have the grunts. Did I forgot to mention who died? So some people died here, and that was what's her name? You know, Glarn's wife died, but like of old age. That was just normal. And I think that was it for now. So General Chip Grunt. General Chip Grunt on my last video was living with Missy Grunt, his wife, and their alien child, Stella, and I really loved Stella. But they died. And what I think happened, actually, in my head, what happened was, you know, how Bus never liked Stella. Well, he made her disappear. And that's what his bio hints to. General Buzz seems to have it all. A beautiful wife, 2 kids, and his dream job. Nothing seems to threaten this balance. And if something ever comes up, he always finds a way to get rid of it, no matter what. So that's what his bio hints, because for me, Buzz is like that. He gets what he wants, and he has no mercy of no one. So for me, he made Stella disappear because he didn't like her, and he never liked her. Like, he dislikes aliens for real, and he made her disappear. Sorry about the noise. there's like a motorcycle like passing right now behind. So he made Stella disappear, and because Missy was very close to Stella, she accidentally died as well. I believe that, in my head, I believe that he poisoned them, you know, poisoned Stella's food. And because Missy would always try her food, you know, like to see if it's hot and stuff and like that, she ended up dying as well. And that was very sad. I feel very sad for Chip. Chip, for me, is like, he's the sweetest general, and he was left out alone. He recently, on the last round, adopted a dog to be his companion, so he doesn't die alone. They're still not in good terms, General Chip Grant and now General Buzz Grant, his son. So yeah, like that's what happened. Sadly, Chip is left alone and is very close to dying. So General Chip Grant didn't have an easy life. His wife and kid died mysteriously, and his son Buzz doesn't seem to accept him back in his life despite his best efforts. The years have gone by, and now at his last days, he's left alone with Star, his only true companion. So if you know what Stella means Star. So that's why I got him a dog called Star, because like to remind him of his little alien daughter. He really loved Stella, to be honest. He doesn't care about aliens. Like, Chip is really a good general. He doesn't care about other people being mean and stuff. That's Buzz. And he also did something else besides, you know, getting rid of Stella and Missy, you know, accidentally, but, you know, he also did something else. And we are going to be checking that out in Pleasantview in a second. So I think that's it. I think I talked about everything relevant. I'll see if I like remember something else that is important. But yeah, let's move on. Let's move on to Pleasantview. So here we are. This is Early Pleasantview. So there were more households at the beginning of Pleasantview. There's 2 households that are gone now, and that are the Crumple Bottoms, and there was Agnes and Cornelia, and they were part of the Goths family tree. They became witches, and they died of old age. I still have their cats, Minelos, and the other one that they are Siamese. I will add them back to the Goths soon. But nothing really happened to them. They just became witches, and I was just like playing with them. And then there was the Bachelor household. He's not here anymore. He died, and that consisted of Michael Bachelor. And I will start off by saying something that is going to be relevant to him as well. There was a pandemic at the beginning of Pleasantview, and there were a lot of Sims dying and that died. And that was really sad, because there were Sims that were really important for Pleasantview to be Pleasantview in the future. And those Sims were Dina Caliente. She died, like as a teen, she died. There was Caitlin Landrark. Kaylin, I think it's Kaylin, how you say it. She also died in the pandemic. And there was John Burp. They were 3 Sims that died in the beginning, in the first round of Pleasantview, and because of sickness and other things, but I believe they, in my head, you know, storytelling purposes, it was because of the pandemic, and that completely changed, you know, the future of Pleasantview. So you start off with the Caliente household, and you have Flamenco and the twins Dina and Nina and Dawn. And what happened was Dina died, and Nina and Dawn fell in love, and then Dawn went to university. Nina stayed because she was a little bit younger and didn't, you know, make it to go to university with him. And that was basically it for me. So let me see. let me read the bio. Flamenco took Don in and treated him like a son of his own. Now it's time for him to pay back. Will Don keep his promise to never hurt Nina and stay always by our side? And what is up with Nina too? Why hasn't she returned home yet? So yeah, he went to university, he came back, I played around. Nina went to university, so they never crossed paths. And for me, the idea with the now Lotario household, because Flamenco is about to die, that's why I changed their household name to Lotario. The idea is Flamenco took Don in, you know, took care of him, and because Dina died, he kind of like got way more attached to Nina, because it was the like what he had left, that, you know, the person he had left. So he would make Don like, you know, promise him to always take care of Nina. And at first that was what I was going to do. I was going to move her back in and like make them marry, have kids and stuff. They actually have different aspirations. I changed their aspirations at university because I think so. His sign is not the same as well. Like this Pleasantview is different from the original Pleasantview. Some Sims don't have the same signs, you know, astrological signs. So Don is actually not a Leo, he is a Gemini, and Geminis are fortune Sims in my hoods. So I decided to change him and give him also a family a second. So for me, Don here on this Pleasantview would not be the womanizing type, because of what happened, you know, and because of the promise he did to Flamenco. So yeah, that's why I changed his aspiration. Nina also changed her aspiration at university because of things that happened. So she was at university with Neville, so Nervous, and Kristen, and she called Don over for a date. This was when she was still fighting with Neville, okay, with Nervous. So she called him over, they woohooed, and she got pregnant. Nina got pregnant of Dawn at university, and I was like, oh my god, this is perfect. I mean, like, she's going to quit university, have the baby, marry Dawn, you know, Flamenco is going to be happy on his deathbed. But she lost the baby. She was another sim that lost the baby at university, and the first one was Delilah Grant. That's why Tank isn't in Strangetown. So she lost her baby too, and I was like, oh my god, really, the story repeats itself? And I was like, okay, she's going to quit. This was for the best. She's going to quit the university and go back to Dawn, and they're going to get married and stuff. But then she flirted and slept with Neville, Nervous, and I was like, oh, so what do I do now? Because she's really obsessed with Neville, with Nervous. What do I do now? Do I make her go back to Pleasantview? Do I make her stay in Strangetown? So my plan is to make her stay in Strangetown. That's why there's that hint of her never coming back. And for me, what happened was she lost the baby, and that made her, you know, change her perspective and kind of feel guilty for it, because she told Dawn, and Dawn probably was like, oh, I'm gonna be a dad and stuff like that. So she lost the baby and she felt guilty about it. She slept with Neville, so Nervous, and she felt even more, you know, guilty. So she was like, oh, I can't face Dawn right now. So she would, like, you know, stay in Strangetown for a while, hiding from Dawn. That's what I feel like she would do. So that's why, like, the bio hints to that, to her never coming back. So I still don't know if she will, you know, be with Dawn, be with Nervous. Nervous actually has a relationship with Angela Pleasant. Yeah, they started dating as teens, but at university, like I said, he got with Nina, so I don't know. He was going steady with Angela, so they still are in a relationship. So I don't know how that is going to turn out. So yeah, the pandemic, right. I mentioned the pandemic because, and the Bachelor household, because that's very, they are related kind of to each other. So the pandemic was at on the first round. And the Michael's story is that he was like cloning people, and the clones kind of got away. So that's going to be relevant as well to Strangetown because he cloned Nervous Subject, and for me that happened because each bot wanted to, you know, to like fool the you know, Bjorn and the other people from the intelligence career, so they created together clones. So, like, each bot was in Strangetown and he heard about this scientist that cloned people, and he would, you know, invite Michael to visit Strangetown so they could do, you know, they could clone, secretly clone Nervous Subject, you know, the real one, Neville. So he could, like, say, you know, I have a clue that Nervous is actually on Pleasantview, he's not on Strangetown. And, you know, the intelligence career people would like, oh, well, let's go to Pleasantview, you know, like, to fool them. And that's what I think happened. So Michael actually helped with each bot, you know, with hiding Nervous. And that's where he also found Delilah. So Michael had that cloning thing happening, and because he went to Strangetown, he met Delilah Grant there, and they fell in love, and they were planning on her, like, leaving her kid. In that time she only had one. She only had Rip, so to leave her kid and her husband because she told Michael about her abusive husband and like the marriage, and she really fell in love for the first time for someone, and she always wanted to be free, so Michael was like her ticket for that. But actually Bus caught up to that and got rid of Michael. And what I think happened was Michael was the one that found the cure for the pandemic that was going around, because he was a scientist and because he wanted to redeem himself, because, you know, he did all those clones, and those clones, like, left the laboratory, like, escaped it. So as to redeem himself to Pleasantview, he found the cure to the pandemic, and he was like the hero of Pleasantview at that time when he found the cure. And for me, what happened was he got poisoned as well, because, like, they had to eat this soup, like this medicine all the time for a few years so they could, you know, get rid of the pandemic. And Michael would eat that as well, and Pus poisoned that, and instead of, like, curing him, it ended up killing him. So that kind of, you know, hid the fact he died because he was murdered, and people just think that he died because of the pandemic, you know, because he got sick. So Michael died like that, and Delilah was never able to leave the Grants and leave Strangetown. And then she got pregnant with the second baby Buck, and she is going to end up just staying over there for the rest of her life. Like, she is doomed to just stay with Bus. Like, Bus does not let her escape for anything in this world. So that's what happened with the Bachelors. So so that's it. Let me see more stuff. More stuff. So the Goths. So we have here little Alexander. Cassandra came back, you know, from the university. Mortimer Goth, and not really Bella Goth. So that's what their bio hints to. Something is odd about Bella Goth, and Alexander knows what it is. Okay, sorry. Will his dad and sister take him seriously for once, or will they keep believing it's all part of Alexander's fantastic kid mind? So this is really not Bella. She's not related to Cassandra and Alexander. This is the clone of Bella Goth. So, you know, the clones escaped the laboratory, and Bella's bio hinted that, you know, people were jealous of her husband, of her fortune and stuff. So I was like, what if this happened, you know? And yeah, and this is actually the clone of Bella. This is the clone that escaped the laboratory, and she overnight killed Bella and took her place, and nobody knows, only Alexander, because Alexander was a toddler and he saw that his mom died. He's the only one that has the memory of her dying. Like Mortimer and Cassandra don't have that memory because, you know, I deleted them, but storytelling purposes. And she got pregnant, and Mortimer, and she's living her best life, you know, with taking Bella's place. So Cassandra doesn't know, Mortimer doesn't know, and although Alexander tells them, you know, this is not my mom and stuff, and why don't you believe me, they really can't, because he was very small, and they think that he's imagining stuff, you know. He's a kid, he's just like, maybe he had a dream, and that's what he's doing. So that's it. Then we have the Dreamers, and the Dreamers are like the most blessed family of my Pleasantview. Like, they have so much success, so much. So a happy family, successful careers, and promising futures, the Dreamers are the enviable Pleasantview, and we will see why. Will Dirk build a life like his parents, or will fate have something different in store for him? So he's not dating anyone, Dirk. Like, there's nothing really happening. They're just like really good at their careers, and like he's I think he's a prodigy kid or something. Yeah, he's a young genius and stuff. So but they are really a family that is very successful, and I think, like, you know, people, especially the Pleasants, would be jealous, and that's what their bios hint, that they would be jealous, because, you know, they are very united as a family, and there's no drama, there's no cheating happening. So, you know, the Pleasants would be jealous, but jealous in the good sense, like, I want to be like them, not jealous like I want to ruin them. So, because Mary Sue actually is friends with Darleen, they are in the same career, they are in a politics career, you know, like, she's at the politics career, Darleen, and the same happens with Mary Sue. They're climbing to the top. And they are not best friends, I think they're friends. So I think Mary Sue would want to be, you know, would want to have that, because she never had that, you know, like that perfect family career success thing. So this, what it says, the Pleasants have their eyes set on the Dreamers. They wish to be just like them, and will keep the happy facade, or facade, I don't know how you say it, going for as long as they can. Will it last? Or will it all crumble despite their efforts? So we all know Daniel is cheating, and I think he cheated with Greenie. I think he didn't cheat with anyone else, just Greenie, you know, from Strangetown. And Angela is dating Neville. He cheated on her, she doesn't know. And they will be going to university, I think, soon, so we'll see what happens to them. Nothing really is happening with the Pleasant oldie household. Like, they're just trying to, you know, live their lives and be happy, and that's why, like, they're obsessed with the Dreamers. They wish to be, you know, just as them, and to find peace. They just want peace. They just want, like, things to fall back in place and be happy, and that's what they're fighting for. They just want to be happy together. So that's what they're doing. So there is no Caitlin. So there is no Caitlin in between Daniel and Mary Sue. But, you know, there's other things. Caitlin died in the pandemic, sadly. So, yeah. Let's see. Let's go for the Landrarks. Landrarks, if you know, it's the Caitlin. I say Caitlin, but it's Caitlin family. And they are chaotic. Like, they are chaotic. Yeah, so you start off with Dustin, Ileana, and Zelda May, and Parker, and Kaylin. Kaylin died on the pandemic. I'm saying that again. And Dustin is married to Ileana here, but he's cheating with Zelda May, and that is still happening until now. Ileana caught up to them, but they didn't divorce or anything. They're still together. So yeah. I believe this whole happened because Caitlin died. Like, you know, he started cheating, their marriage suffering, so that's what their bio says. Ileana and Dustin lost their youngest daughter in the Pleasantview pandemic, and their marriage suffered in consequence. Although they are still together, Zelda has been causing more dismay than helping out. So she's still causing, you know, like, cheating, is still helping Dustin cheat and stuff, and you know, they're still cheating. What does the future hold for them? And will Parker ever settle down and continue the Langerard family line? So he's the only one left to keep the legacy going, you know, the family name. Because I tried to make Zelda May pregnant, she never did. So I was like, okay, it's not meant to be. We will, you know, have like set. I will, you know, wait. I will take Parker and I will do that. But Parker is actually a romance sim and he's gay, and I'm like, you're serial. Like, he could still have kids, adopt kids, but biological children, I'm not sure. But we'll see, because I actually like to have always biological children because of genetics, and to see, you know, how that plays out, generations going, like, you know, with the passing of generations, what would the kids look like, and if they would resemble the founders and stuff. So that's what I wanted, but we will see. We'll see what Parker does. Then we have the Burbs. In the Burbs, you start off with Tiffany, which is John's mother, so Jennifer's mother-in-law. Jennifer and no Lucy, and they start off with them being unmarried, I think. So they in the first round got married, and Jennifer gave birth to Lucy, I think, in the first round. Yeah, but sadly John died in the pandemic as well, and she was left. Jennifer was left with Lucy as a baby, and living with her mother-in-law. And her mother-in-law, for me, she never liked Lucy. She was like, you're a bad mom, because, you know, Lucy wanted to, you know, get a career and stuff, and she had Lucy when they were not married. You know, John and Jennifer were not married, and I think Tiffany was very traditional and didn't like that at all, and would be like, people are talking because you guys had a baby out of marriage and stuff. So she was really, really a bad mother-in-law, that typical bad mother-in-law, and she made Jennifer's life really hard. Like, when John died, they became enemies, like Jennifer and Tiffany, and she was always criticizing Jennifer, always saying, you're a bad mother. She never did anything to Lucy. Like, Lucy was like in the middle. She loved her mom loved her, she loved her grandma, and her grandma loved her, and she didn't understand why they would fight together, like they would fight with each other. She never understood what happened. She lived in a very chaotic household with them always fighting, but she didn't understood. She was sad about her dad, and was sad about the situation in her household as well. So yeah, with her mother-in-law finally gone, Jennifer can finally breathe and start over with her daughter Lucy. Will she keep putting Lucy's happiness first and forget about herself, or will she finally set out to be happy too? So now that Tiffany is gone, I want Jennifer to just move on, maybe get married with someone else and have another baby. I don't know. I'm not sure what I will do. But I think now that Tiffany is gone, she can, like it says, breathe and be like, finally, I can have some peace and, like, you know, be happy, because she couldn't with Tiffany by her side, always criticizing her, you know. She would try, you know, to move on, and she would make her feel guilty, being like, oh, this is why, like, John died, and you should have died on his place, and she would say those things. Like, Jennifer really had it really hard, really, like, difficult, like, her life with Tiffany. So yeah, hopefully she becomes happier now that she's gone. Then we have the last family, and the last family is the Brooks, and the Brooks are my favorite. So if you notice, the bio is just like the original Pleasantview's bio, and I tried to do that play here, that I was like, the things happen just like the real Pleasantview, so what if I, you know, put the same bio? So what happened with the Brooks? You start off with Skip, Dustin, and Brandy pregnant of Bo. And she gave birth to Bo. And there was an accidental fire. I don't know who caused it. I don't know if it was Skip. I don't know if it was her. I don't know if it was Dustin. I just know like she went to extinguish the fire and died. And I was like, no way. So this happened like instead of Skip dying, sorry, it was Brandy. And I was like, no way. That was so, I don't know, so funny in a sense, you know, that things happen, but the other way around. The other way around. So Skip was left to raise 2 boys alone following his wife's suspicious fire accident. With Dustin acting out, can Skip teach young Bo to make the right choices in life? So Dustin is really not on the criminal career. He isn't on any career because he has really bad grades. Like he has Fs. And I can't seem to, you know, make him, I think I can't even anymore, like get his grades back up because he's close to being an adult. So yeah, if you have in teen, you know that after some time you become like an adult, but not really, you know, physically you're still a teen, but you turn into a kind of hypothetical adult and you cannot go back to school. So that's what happened. He has really bad grades. He has Fs and can't really like go to school to get his grades up. So yeah, that's what happened. Brandy actually was pregnant with unborn baby Broke, and she died on that fire pregnant. Still not showing, you know, but pregnant of their 3rd child. So Skip now is trying to, you know, raise the 2 boys, and just like Brandy has to do on the original Pleasantview. So that's it with them. Nothing else really happened, I think. Nothing else really happened. I think this is it for Pleasantview and for Strangetown. I think I didn't miss anything. Did I? I don't know. So I forgot to mention the clones, who are the clones of Pleasantview. You start off with them already being on, you know, the townie pool, and the story is that Michael was cloning people, and like, you know, and people would volunteer to do these cloning projects, and he would, you know, give them money. And there was an accident, and they escaped the laboratory. And to redeem himself, he found a cure for the pandemic that was happening around Pleasantview. It never reached Strangetown, so yeah. So it could be called an epidemic, not a pandemic, but yeah, it's probably an epidemic. But the clones were made of Bella Goth, this one here, you saw. She's here. There was a clone of Skip. Skip Broke also did that, and Brandy also cloned herself and impregnated herself at the same time. So she was impregnated by her clone, and that kind of explains, you know, the story behind the unborn baby Broke in the original Pleasantview. So I could, you know, play with that, but I still don't know what I will do with that information. There was a clone of Delilah as well, and there was a clone of Michael. So they are those clones. I still don't know if I will incorporate them into Pleasantview, Strangetown, or whatever. And there was the clone of Nervous Subject, and that I mentioned as well. So that will be probably incorporated in Strangetown, you know, with the Beaker line, you know, storyline and stuff. We will see. We'll see. But that's it. Okay, so this is it. I think we have I've mentioned everyone's story, and I think I don't have anything else to say. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope to see you on another one that I make. So see ya. Have a nice day.